the colonial master was very clever in a devilish way. They gave the Africans the crown but remained with the jewels of the crown. So that in many ways you have African governments where you have black faces as heads of state, but the industries are still controlled from elsewhere. That is the nature of the colonial. But in my own view, we cannot, as Africans, keep on lamenting, because the problem with us Africans also is that we are prisoners of sorrows and lamentation. So we say, oh, God, let's not allow God to enter into these things which we can do ourselves. God is very busy with very serious issues upstairs. He has given us minds and hearts, and we had better use them, because the divine instruction is to go and subdue the world. On our part, we have allowed the world to subdue us. Then we are complaining, God, you know, and Pastor, you are here. There are certain things that can only be solved by hard work and logic, and yet we think they can be solved by prayer and fasting. That will not happen. So my own view is we must begin to do things for ourselves. If the land needs to be worked, we must work the land. And we cannot continue to work the land the way Abraham used to work the land with plows. We've got to mechanize. If, as people say, if Africa did not benefit from the first industrial revolution, we must benefit from the fourth industrial revolution. And you know, in these matters, these very serious matters, nobody invites you. You invite yourself to the dinner table. And you get crushed the dinner table. So that you are noticed. You know, right now, many Africans, and I say this because Africans, people are on top of the dinner table eating Ceylon steak and caviar, and we are under the table fighting over crumbs. This is what is happening. When you see black on black violence, it is essentially, what are we fighting for? Crumbs. Crumbs. The real meal is on the table. That is where we should be. That is where the good. But you see the problem, when you are under the table, you cannot see what is on the table. You only see the bottom of the table. And therefore, the only thing you can see are the crumbs that have dropped. And I'm suggesting to us, particularly we in the political class, deliberate efforts must be made. I know that in many African countries, we suffered from certain historical advantages by dint of skewed systems of governance, particularly in the economic arena. Here in South Africa, you know that, and even the white people know and appreciate that going forward, it is completely untenable that a small population should have the majority of the land. They know. How then do you do it? Is it for a foreigner to come here and prescribe the solution? No, that would be arrogance. But it's for a foreigner to begin to persuade those who are in the eye of the storm that the sooner you are able to relinquish some of this land in an orderly and in a programmatic manner so that you do not disrupt commerce, the safer you are. Because let me tell you, a hungry and a poor man has no morals to tie him down. He cannot be asked to be orderly. Poverty makes him disorderly. Poverty makes him angry, and anger has no logic. Anger doesn't know what is on its path. If I have not eaten for 10 days and I see you holding cake and ale on 2 hands, oh, I will take them. I will take them even if it includes cutting your hand. I will take them. So in order to ensure that your hands are safe, You must invite me and say, there is cake here. Let us begin to share. But when one is hungry for a long time, you also don't give him a very large dose of food very quickly. You begin slowly, and you educate him. And I believe that that is what we must do in order to solve our problems. We were told by Ray Piri, look, listen, and desire. Let us look, let us listen, and desire to do the right thing.